That wasn't bad at all. That was a pretty good line through that. Going. So I'm doing an update on this. So I'm in Leadville. I did another general delivery, trying to get a general delivery done on time. The latest update was the 23rd. Today's the 28th, and they kept saying delayed. I finally just, at the 28th, I'm like, I've got to go find out what's going on. I come in here, this thing has been here since the 23rd. So what I'm recommending is if they have an actual paid delivery service in a town where you're getting something with Amazon, that is going to be your best bet, because Amazon does not know what general delivery is or how to send it properly or how to update it properly. They're not going to know I've actually received this or it was even delivered here until they show that I've received it. So that's how late everything is with Amazon. Just a warning. So we're heading up Weston Pass, and I thought I would just find somewhere. We got a late start today. Had to do a lot of stuff in town and do that kind of stuff. I'm exhausted because I haven't even eaten really. But you can see that's where we're headed. And this got some marshy areas down here. It's got the river over there. So we're going to sit here tomorrow morning. I'm going to get the waders out, go fishing, and see what we can do here. Just a nice, beautiful area. So Mosquito Pass, so you kind of go up towards Weston and then you hit up towards Mosquito. I decided not to do it, and not because I don't think the rig is capable enough doing it. I've already proven that. I'm really sure it would have been no problem. The main reason I wanted to go up Mosquito Pass is there's a lake up there. But I also heard from some locals that, because that's the only body of water up there, camping anywhere near that is going to be like mosquito infested, and I don't do well with mosquitoes. So I think we're going to pass on that, and we're just going to call it a day. It's about 2:30 right now, and yeah, just make this our camp for tonight. Pretty sweet. It's got real open area for Lily. No foxtails, so good spot. So it is really nice having a composting toilet, but when you got to go, you got to kind of think of where you're parked in relation to the road. Don't want to offend anybody. So kind of close this up as much as possible so people coming in that way. Not worried about anybody coming that direction. And not too worried about anybody coming that direction. But with the bike in the way, it can be a little bit more difficult. This is Lily's step as well as a camera bag. So I had to bring the bike as far over as I can. Pull these guys out of the way. Get Lily's thing out of the way. And then basically kind of finagle this dude out of here. And there it is. And then I just barely have enough room to open it up and do the whole thing. Make sure I got my toilet paper. Man, I've been dizzy all morning. It's not elevation. It's, I don't know. Just like I said, I hadn't eaten and I've been moving a lot. So anyway, that's how we go. Do our business. So what I was waiting for from Amazon. So I have my Starlink as a backup. I kind of kept that with me this year. This was my very expensive thing called a Starlink Dishy that went bad. Was not cheap, and everybody was talking about them, how great they were, all in one unit. It went bad, can't get a hold of the guy, so it's junk. So I had to go back to an original way of doing it, which is a 12 to 48 volt buck boost, a PoE injector. I already had this guy, and I had I had this guy up here, which you need to put your Starlink thing in. But basically, yeah, so that's what I was waiting for, because it's a pain in the butt using Starlink and running an inverter, because it takes a lot more juice. So that's just a project. I keep electrical stuff with me. I keep small tools, you know, testers, all that kind of stuff with me on the road, so that if I run into problems, I can fix it. That is the new system all powered up and online working. Yay, 12 volt Starlink for now on, and no more power hungry devices eating it up. Well, it was real pretty water and everything, but crystal clear. Not one bite, but man, infestation of mosquitoes, that's for sure. But not one bite, not one nibble. Couldn't even see any fish. You could see perfectly clear into the banks and everything else. Just nothing, at least not in this stretch of water. So definitely not staying here for the fishing. I might stay here just to finish up the next video, and then head out up over the rest of Weston Pass. Well, here's Lily and I up at another pass. So we just got up to Weston Pass, 11,921 feet. Definitely going to put my sticker back there. Just met a whole big motorcycle group up here doing the same thing, doing different sections of the BDR. But yeah, man, this is pretty up here. So Lily and I conquered another pass. Trying to see where I could put it that would be, someone's not gonna try to take it back over. There we go. Weston Pass, baby. Oh, you know, it's coming up here. Pulled over for those guys so they could pass me. I noticed up on the hill up here, there was a whole herd of, I couldn't tell, but the way they were moving, it looked like wild horses. But it was probably elk. They were so far up the mountain, but I didn't see white rumps, which was interesting. It looked more like wild horses. Maybe they're up here, maybe they're not, I don't know. But they didn't show back up. We're gonna head the rest of the way down Weston Pass, get going. So there's all this grass area here. My lights went out again, my headlights. Gonna have to figure that out. But I hear the water down here. There's these nice areas to pull out and camp. Just thought we'd look over here and see what the water looks like. See if it's flowing good. It's been a really dry year, so you know, it might not be too good. This is not quite foxtail. It's not really big, so, but I do have to watch out and make sure we're not getting into that kind of stuff with Lily. I hear the water. Oh, it's pretty small. Pretty small. It's just nice. It's probably outside of town. This is where people come, so you know, it's nice for that, but that's about it, I guess. Not good for fishing, not right now. Mountain range up here. I was just noticing the color up in there, up in that mid section of the mountain right there. It's like almost, I mean, it might just be dead, but it's like just really interesting. They're almost bluish purple. Really pretty. This is definitely the kind of road you do not want to be on during the rain. If you look at all these swales that were going up and over like this, that's because this area floods. Gets a lot of rain, and more than likely this is a very, very clay surface, so this would not be good in a rain, and that looks like rain. I think we're gonna turn around. Yeah, I think we're gonna turn around here. This is just not what I want to be in the middle of. So we actually got a call today, and a call that I've been dealing with, and a buddy of mine is about 3 hours away down in the Rio Grande area, and he is hitting really good fishing right now, and he's invited me to come down. So the thing is, I'll miss the rest of the BDR going this direction, going backwards, but I've already already done it, and the only sections I'd really want to do, I thought my hood was up. The only sections I really want to do is Cinnamon, California, and Corkscrew again. And the problem with Corkscrew is I'd have to wait for a spotter, because there is a tree that is leaning that I missed by like half an inch, and that was by putting myself up high on a bank. So I definitely wouldn't try that without somebody with me, because for me it's all about just the adventure and the time I'm having, and not really about finishing it. I've already finished it, so I just wanted to do it backwards and take my time. But yeah, I think we made a good call on this. I think this is going to get really bad quick with the rain. So this is something interesting I found on the Moreflate. This is the quad system. So basically it's set up for all 4 tires. Okay, which makes sense. But, woo, man, that's the exhaust gas. But because I run my rear tires at like 30 PSI and I run my fronts at like between 15 and 12, what happens is as soon as I hook all these up together, it equalizes. So it drops all of my pressure down to about 20, and then it's all got to come up to 60, 65 PSI, which is what I run, from 20. So it takes a lot longer. So what I'm doing right now, and which I think is going to be the ticket for me until I buy their big compressor. They have a compressor that's designed to run all 4 at the same time, and that thing's a beast. I don't know if that's a car or that's thunder. I think that's thunder. We made a really good decision. So what I'm finding is if I run just the 2 back ones at 60, and then I'll run the 2 at the front with my smaller compressor, it's like 2-3 times as fast to get everything pumped up where it needs to go. So that's just what I'm finding. I am going to be getting their Super Duty quad compressor and replacing this one, and that is designed for running all 4 of these at once, like super fast. Like supposed to be 3 times as fast as normal. So cool. We'll be doing that. But I just wanted to point that out. If you're running pressures differently, this is definitely a way that you can do it if you have the Moreflate system. Man, I made a good decision. We'd be right in the middle of that on that road, which would just get mud city. I even saw a motorcycle come down through here. This is one of the bypass roads that you can take on the BDR, or you can not take if it's wet, is what they say. And he made the decision to go down the main dirt road and not this. So yeah, I think I made a pretty good choice. I can feel the cool air right now. I mean, before we get this aired up, we're gonna get rained on. So we might as well get ready for that. Doesn't get too narrow. This is an area that I've been before, camped on this road, but I never went to the top. And I've always wanted to go up here, and it's outside of Colight, so I figure, well, it's already 3:30. I'd really actually already like to be there, but I had quite a few things to do in Colight to take care of. So we're heading up, find fishing and camping, hopefully, if we can get there. Got a spot? Oh, right on. I can get by there. Is it just you?
There's one more behind us. It's a 4-seater.
There's one more behind you?
Yeah, I don't know how far back there, but we're coming.
Okay. I've never been out. Is there any more room to pull over?
Yeah,
is this pretty much it?
They should be able to scoot over.
Okay.
All they are is longer.
Yeah, right.
They're just longer than us. It's okay.
Gotcha. Okay, cool, man. Thank you. This is a lot slower road than I thought it was going to be. I am getting hungry. I'm beginning to wonder if it was worth it for just coming up here for 2 days. This is usually the kind of place that I'd go to, but I'd spend like a week there. Who knows? If it's incredible and the fishing's good, I might. Then just head down there to see Brian when I can. Come on, stinker. Well, got up here to Billings Lake. Managed to drive all the way down to the lake, but didn't want to stay down there. There was a camp spot above the lake, so I'm up there. But man, those were all mountains a little while ago. I mean, the clouds are really low. Super cold outside. All the way around. Took a walk because there's also some pools down below with my binoculars. I've only seen maybe 1 or 2 fish rise. So the water level is really low. That could really have something to do with it, but we'll find out what's going on tomorrow. We'll give it a shot. We're here. Well, tooth be trolled. Fishing absolutely sucked. We hiked down there to the lake, and the only thing I saw even jumping was about 3 inches. And there's a channel that kind of goes through there, and I was hitting the channel and getting absolutely nothing. There are some 3 pools down this way, and I'll throw the drone over there, see if the road goes any closer to it, or if we just need to hoof it down there. But first, breakfast. You did such a good deal, didn't you, stinker? Yes, you did. It's windy up here. Oh, goodness. No, you don't get bacon and eggs. Willie and I are going on a little fishing expedition. Aren't we, stinker? This one she's walking, though. It's not that bad. Good girl. This one she's walking, because it's just not that bad. But we're heading up over there. There's 3 nice pools over there. Hopefully they've got some fish in them. That was a real treat. I woke up this morning and there was an entire herd of elk down here at the water's edge. So I pulled out, it was pretty dark at that point, at that time. I pulled out my 800 millimeter lens, and I've been shooting tons of pictures of them, just not knowing what was gonna be good. But you can't see them, but they're all the way at the top of that tree line right there, going up. There was several bulls, a lot of couple calves. I wish I would have had them in closer, because the young bulls were fighting each other, practicing. It was just, oh my gosh, it was so cool. But you guys take a look at the clouds coming over that mountain ridge. Now you can feel the wind that just came up. That is nasty. And it's coming this way. I can still see them up there. It's going to be interesting to see how those pictures came out. I was trying to be as quiet as possible, but even the clicking all the way up here, they were hearing it and looking at me, so I had to hide behind these trees here as much as I could and be pretty still. I did finally get the drone out as they were going up into the high country. I got a few of that with the drone, because I have a like a 6x zoom lens on my drone, so I was able to stay really far away from them. They did hear it though, and you could tell they were definitely like, what is that noise? So I didn't bother them very long, and then once I got a few shots, I just took off and got it out of there. I don't like disturbing wildlife. But yeah, man, that was just freaking awesome. Yeah, they're still there going up the mountain. So it looks like what they do, they come down and they go along that ridge right up to there, and I'm thinking they're probably going to go up in there. There's probably a really nice green spot up there where they forage. Either that, I saw a couple go that way. It was kind of weird. Something else I noticed, which was really particular, which was really unusual. I didn't think this at all. I thought once they heard something that they would scatter, but instead, probably because they had calves, instead they herded together. So when I first started shooting, they were kind of all over the lake. There was some in the water, foraging and stuff in different places. And there were a couple, I was trying to get the guy that was lifting its head in and out of the water. So I shot off a burst, and it went, and as soon as they heard that, you just saw them just from everywhere hurtle together on this side over here. And they just clumped together, and they were looking around like, what is that noise, and what's our enemy, and what do we need to do? It was really interesting to watch that herd mentality, I guess you call it. I think they were protecting the calves is what the whole deal was. Oh, it's cold out here. Yeah, that's coming, and it's cold, and it's even coming around here. That is nasty. We may be staying. I was going to head out of here, but we may actually be staying because I don't want to be caught in the middle of that on that road. It's clear that way, which is the direction we're going. But that's coming fast. Yeah, no, I think we're stuck here for a little bit. Come on, Lily, let's hunker down. Good girl. These are dry as they're gonna get. Yeah, inside. Lily's like, okay, Dad, hunker down. Let's hunker down.